My name is Jeff Brennan, and I'm the board president at Catholic Charities. And I want to thank you all, welcome you here on behalf of all of us at the board in particular. We're pleased to have you. We know your time is very valuable, so we'll be aware of that and get you out of here as soon as we can. But we have a really good program today, and we're excited about that. First order of business is to, let's just say, a quick blessing for the meal. I'm usually handing this off to a priest or a bishop or somebody, but in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, amen. Bless us, O Lord, these thy gifts, which we are about to receive. Amen. Christ our Lord, amen. Okay, so everyone can eat now in peace. We are going to look back at almost 50 years of accomplishments, programs, people that we've served. Next year will be our 50th anniversary. I don't think there's going to be a black tie gala. They're just going to go back to work like they always do every day. Okay? And we're going to look forward today. We're going to look at what the mission is going to look like in the future, and we hope you all will be part of that journey with us. We take a moment to hear from Bishop Losey, actually.
Greetings, everyone, and good morning. I'm Bishop Edward Losey, and it's my honor to welcome you today via this video to Catholic Charities Mission Possible Breakfast. I'm sorry that my commitments prevent me from being with you there today in person. I'm grateful, however, for your support as evidenced by your presence here today. Each day across the diocese, Catholic Charities is improving the life of someone in need. Their resources and support cover a variety of areas. Caring Network provides parenting resources for a mother-to-be. The Art Services for Youth offer a safe haven for teenagers in crisis. Bread of Life provides nourishment for those experiencing food insecurity. Bridges provides mental health counseling for those in need. And Barriga Manor creates a place to call home for the elderly. Each of the agencies of the Catholic Charities Network in the Diocese of Kalamazoo makes known the love of Jesus in concrete ways. In meeting the needs of our sisters and brothers throughout this life-saving network, we are answering Jesus' invitation to love one another. Your support through prayer and sacrificial gifts to Catholic Charities Diocese of Kalamazoo contributes to building up the kingdom of God here in our 9 counties of our diocese. That makes a significant difference in the lives of the people we are called to serve. I hope today that you are inspired by the great work that the agencies are accomplishing, and that you are moved to prayerfully consider your own financial support. Thank you, and God bless you, now and always.
The mission is possible. I think he might have said mission. This is not the, let's be clear here. There's a branding pun there. I need to correct the bishop, but yeah, Tom Cruise is not involved in any of this. These are people doing the Lord's work every day, okay? And it is possible, and I think we do have a strong mission going forward. I get the luxury of seeing this work every day, not every day, but I get to work with these folks, and it's truly inspiring. Today you're going to hear some of those stories of people that have contributed and how that money has been spent and the impact that it's made on our community. There's 3 things I want to accomplish today. I want you to learn something. We want to educate you on our mission. We want to grow our community. Just seeing the great turnout here, that tells me that we're on a good path here. And hopefully we move you. You feel something today. There's a lot of negative talk, but this is going to be the positive talk today. This work is the good stuff. Some logistics before we get going. On your table, there's coffee mugs for everyone to take home, and inside that, a lot of our contributing sponsors have gifts for you, so those are free. Drink coffee out of them every day. There's some coffee in there. And then there's a planter on each table, and somebody has a smiley face. How does that work? On the back of their program. And whoever has the smiley face gets to take the flowers home or pass it to a friend if they wish. Any winners? So There's lots of other fun stuff. There's raffle prizes, all this stuff. When we do events like this, it's always double-edged sword because we spend the money that we would normally spend on our programs. And so when we ask the community for support and they come back as strong as they did, I want to make sure that we thank our sponsors. In particular, our gold sponsor, DL Galavan. Thank you very much. We had two silver level sponsors, Sarah and John Braganini, and Ed Boudet from Boudet's Home Electronics Simplified, a strong supporter. Thank you, Ed. And then many bronze sponsors, O'Brien Real Estate, R.W. Lapine, Travelers, Craft Barbecue and Whiskey Bar. I have not been here yet. I'll try that soon. Nienhuis Financial Group, First National Bank, and Ziegler Auto. So thank you all to our bronze sponsors as well. So a whole bunch of contributing sponsors. I won't read them all off here. We want to get rolling, but thank you to all of those sponsors as well. Without their contributions, we would have to reach into our pockets and pay for this event and all that great food. So with that, I'm going to turn it over for the beginning of the program to Tony Newell, our executive director, and she'll run the rest of the show. We'll come back and talk.
One thing at first, we are doing the drawing for the Mercedes. And this is a weekend rental. I made sure I checked because I was starting to ask about tax liability, and they're like, no, it's a rental for a weekend. Essie. Okay, well, once again, like Jeff said, we want to thank you all for attending this morning, whether you've been a long-term donor, whether you've been a donor in the past, or whether you're just coming and learning about Catholic Charities for the first time. Very simply, Catholic Charities is centered on the idea of giving. So however you come to us, it's about how you give. If you're in need of assistance, you're giving us your burdens. If you're our staff, who I will introduce to you later on, you're giving us your talents. If you're a volunteer, which I know many of you are, you're giving us your time. And if you are one of our donors, you're giving us your treasure to do these good works. And that matters a lot, whether you're giving $5, whether you're giving $500, whether you're giving $5,000. Because when we all give what we can, that's how we really transform lives. Not only those who are coming to us for assistance, but our own. And so this giving happens in a variety of ways. Sometimes it's very urgent need, whether it be with food assistance. A very recent example is when the tornadoes hit just a couple weeks ago. We're part of the consortium team, and so we tried to figure out how can we help collect items as quickly as possible and get those to the people in need. But many times, what we do is very long-term. It's a long-term commitment that we're making to our clients so that they have better days ahead. And so how do we do that here at Catholic Charities? So we have a variety of programs here at Catholic Charities. And I'm going to, I know Jeff had mentioned them earlier, some of them, and Bishop Losi did in his video, but I'm going to mention them, and then to give my staff a heads up, I'm also going to be announcing staff, so if you could just wave or stand up when I say your name as well. So one of the programs mentioned are the Art Services for Youth. So the staff here representing Art Services for Youth are Shauna Henry, Latasha May, and Cindy Olson. So the Art Services breaks down into a few different components. The Art Shelter, which is for youth ages 10 to 17, and that's offered to youth throughout all of Southwest Michigan who are runaway or homeless. We also have the Independent Living Program, and that is for youth ages 16 to 24, and Independent Living is a transitional living program. So these are also youth who are homeless, and so they have to come in, we have to teach them life skills, so that when they leave our program, they're able to enter into permanent housing. We have our Bread of Life program, represented this morning by Sue Walsh. So the Bread of Life program provides food assistance to individuals throughout all of the 9 counties. That program started during COVID, but because of the extreme need throughout Southwest Michigan, we have chosen to continue that program going forward. We have our Caring Network, represented this morning by Marty Jensen, Yasmin Fuentes, and Dina Anderson. So Caring Network provides support to parents who are pregnanting or parenting, and they provide that assistance for individuals whoever come to our door. That can be case management, that can be direct assistance as far as very basic needs, whether that be diapers, clothing, and things like that. We also have the Catholic Community Center, represented by Pam Swank. So the Catholic Community Center is located in Benton Harbor. So it is our only office, well, we offer services throughout all 9 counties. It's the only physical building that's in a different location than Kalamazoo. And so that community center is tailored to meet the needs of that community. They have a food pantry there, they provide utility assistance as well as other assistance. We have our Bridges Mental Health Counseling, represented by Nicole Cody this morning. Mental health counseling sounds exactly what it sounds like, but one of the unique things we've been able to do in the past year is partner with the Catholic schools and provide mental health counseling within the Catholic schools. We are currently in 8 schools throughout the entire diocese, including Branch County and Berrien County. So we've really been able to make a difference, and from what I hear, the demand is even increasing as we go into the fall next year. We have our Immigration Assistance Program, represented by Samantha Lindberg. So this provides legal immigration assistance for individuals who are coming to this country or have been here, residency, green cards, US citizenship. Samantha's been able to partner with other local agencies and has increased what I'll call her book of business because of her efficiency and ability to communicate what she does well and be able to process these claims as quickly as possible. Keep in mind though, sometimes as quickly as possible means 10 years. Sometimes it just takes that long, but as I mentioned earlier, we're here for a long-term commitment to our clients. We have Migrant and Hispanic Ministries, represented by Veronica Rodriguez. And we also have a Sanctity of the Human Person, another ministry that came from the diocese, represented by Lisa Irwin this morning. And so we can see these programs have had a tremendous impact. So in 2023, we have a slide about the various individuals that we've been able to help in 2023. Already, just in the 5th month of this year, these numbers continue to grow in 2024, mainly due to the staff that you just saw and their commitment to the individuals who come to us for assistance. Now, besides what we've talked about programmatically, there's also a backbone of individuals in the administrative team who help make all of that work. We have Jen Dobbins, who's our Director of Operations, Janine Bain, who's our Volunteer Coordinator. Also, we refer to her as the gateway to the agency because the number of people who said, oh, I talked to Janine and then I started volunteering here. Oh, I talked to Janine and I started working here. So Janine's the real boss here. Mike Hartwickson, who's our Development Director, and then Megan Capper, who is our Administrative Officer. Now, as I mentioned earlier, while we have all these programs, we're primarily, we offer them throughout the entire diocese, which is a quite large area, and I don't think I have to tell any of you, very diverse as far as needs in each of those counties. And while we're physically, if you could go to the next slide, I think the locations, while we're primarily located in Kalamazoo as our physical buildings, we provide those services throughout the entire 9 counties. Now you can see, for example, with the counseling, there's many more blue dots throughout, and that's because of the schools. And so it's finding those partnerships where we can go to where the people are. As you can imagine, transportation is one of the significant barriers to the people we serve. And we cannot expect everybody to come to Kalamazoo to receive the services that they need. And so that is why we really want to expand on what we mentioned, the Catholic Community Center, on this community center model. So in Benton Harbor, we've really tailored it to the needs, and when I say we, Pam, has tailored it to the needs of those communities that they're in. That is what we want to do going forward, is we would like to eventually have a community center in every county to meet the needs of those counties. But we also want to do this in a very judicious way so that we are actually meeting the needs of those communities. It is not our intention just to put a community center somewhere because we think it's important. We want to do it because the community feels that it's important. So how we look to expand on this vision is starting next year. We're really going to focus on how we can do a better job providing those services remotely, kind of like we do with the counseling, finding little pockets of places where we can provide services. Maybe we start expanding on where counseling's at, and we also bring in art services because it's needed. So we're looking at that for 2025, so that when we hit 2026, we would really like to open up a new community center location somewhere in the diocese. Now, we have some ideas of where we think it's a good idea to start off with, because you always have to have that internal vision. But we're in the process now to start that community needs assessment so that we can make sure that we're using the dollars that come into us as efficiently as possible. And when we do this, we want to make sure that it's not just our vision, it's all of our vision. And what we're going to talk about now is this isn't a new concept. We're going to talk about some prior donors who have given to Catholic Charities and show how we've been able to partner with those donors to make a difference in people's lives. And so now I'm going to turn it over to Jen so she can provide you a little bit more information on that.
Thank you all for being here this morning. It's so good to see everyone here. One of my favorite parts about working for Catholic Charities is telling the stories of the clients we help and all the great work that the staff does. And also seeing firsthand the generosity of all of the volunteers, donors, and supporters, which are all of you today. So we just really appreciate you being here. So I'm honored to recognize this first donor who gave in 1994 the gift that would provide a safe, loving, and supportive space for pregnant and parenting mothers and their children to go for help. Bill and Julia Van Dalen presented a gift of $1 million that funded the construction of the Van Dalen Center, which you can see on the slide there. This houses our Caring Network and Bridges mental health counseling programs. We extend our sincerest thanks to Bill and Julia on this 30th anniversary. Very exciting. We were able to speak with Julia recently, who is no longer in the area, to thank her personally. And while Bill has since passed, I wanted to read a quote that he gave back in 1994 that I thought it just really speaks to their gift. It says, "Today, the needs of so many children in our community are not being met. Many loving, well-intentioned parents struggle against great odds to raise healthy children. Parenting is a tough job, and we have to help each other in meeting the needs of our children." Those words hold through today. Parenting is a tough job, and many still need help meeting the needs of children, and Caring Network meets that need. We are grateful for the past 30 years, and we look forward to the next. So let's take a look at a short video about the Caring Network.
If it wasn't for the donors at Caring Network, my son wouldn't be the person that he is today. Because of Caring Network, my son is a better person, and I'm a better person. 20 years ago, I came into Caring Network for a pregnancy test, and I came out with a lot more. I came out with 20 years worth of peace. 20 years worth of knowing that if I'm going through something, somebody will be there to help me through it.
Caring Network provides for the mother and the children physical needs, maternity clothes, baby clothes, diapers, baby items, but it also provides for emotional support, and that it gives the moms hope when they're probably feeling that they're in a hopeless situation. I believe Caring Network is important for the community because it reaches not just Catholic women, but all women who find themselves in a pregnancy that they feel they need help with.
They mean a lot. They are very helpful, and they've been there every step of the way. I first came here for a car seat, and then started coming here for their closet, and diapers, and then it grew into more, and then that turned into coming here to vent to my caseworker about postpartum, and she linked me with the counselor that was here, and I'm taking some of the lessons that I learned from the counseling and applying those into my real life, and it's helped my marriage, it's helped my motherhood, it's helped me at school, just setting a foundation, and after that foundation was a domino effect of just growth for me.
When you're working with a family all of the time and you constantly see them, you do develop a very tight relationship with them. Like, they are like family to you. They give me hugs when they walk in, you know, they'll reach out and say, hey, this is what's going on with my kids. And to have that close-knit relationship with them, it's really nice.
Every time I walk into the Care Network, I feel like I'm at home because it's my place. It's where I come.
I feel like family, they always greet me by my name, even though I come here once a month. It's still like I've been here every weekend or something, so I'm always welcomed and feel at home.
If I had to convince somebody to use Caring Network services, I would just say that it is a group of people who are there to help, regardless of your circumstance, regardless of your background, regardless of what is in your past or what you're hoping for the future. We're here to help you get there. You are the expert of your story, and we just want to come along and be part of that story with you.
Many stars in the video you just saw. If I could ask Mia and Essie and the staff of Care Network and Bridges to stand, please. I'd like to introduce you to everyone. So we do have one client that was unable to be here today because she's sick, but I want to just acknowledge her, Erin, who has been utilizing the Bridges Mental Health Counseling with Nicole and her staff. And she wrote us a beautiful letter of thanks recently, and I just wanted to share just a couple words of that. She wrote, "It is time for me to tell you how much your service and guidance have helped my whole family grow and heal. To tell you how much the community, the Catholic community, has loved and supported us through God's work. You acted as a beacon that taught me I am enough, finally. Thank you for being that light to me." We thank Erin today for being a light for all of us. Next, Essie, who we just saw in the video. She's been engaged with the Caring Network with her children and then her grandchildren. Essie's son had a short stay at the ARC shelter many years ago. We thank Essie for trusting our agency to assist her family over the years and for becoming a Caring Network volunteer most recently. Thank you so much, Essie. And we are seeing Essie in a Mercedes this weekend, so this is on speed by. Our next special guest is Mia, another video star. Mia is a wife and mother of 5 and a recent college graduate. Mia first came to Catholic Charities through our Youth Independent Living program many years ago. She then sought out Caring Network with her first son and again with her youngest daughter, who you saw in the video. Mia has worked with our Caring Network case manager to set goals. She's received material items and a car seat through our Caring Closet. She's received Christmas gifts through our holiday sponsorship program and was connected with Bridges for counseling. Mia, would you come up and say a word? Thank you.
Hello, I'm Mia. I just have a few words and here, just to go into a little detail of how much Catholic Charities and Caring Network has helped me. Again, 10 years ago with my first son, I came here for the parental program with my first child. At that time, I was pretty overwhelmed and unsure of how to navigate those responsibilities of motherhood. Catholic Charities has stepped in and provided me with housing. They taught me how to manage rent payments. They took me shopping for essentials. They helped me create a safe and comfortable environment for my son through their routine check-ins. They also taught me the importance of consistency and stability, and I hold dear to that today. I'm currently a 4.0 student now. I just completed my medical billing and coding program. I'm just 3 semesters away from obtaining my associates in health information technology. I'm very proud of that and being an example for my children. I now have 3 children and 2 bonus children. Their support has just went above and beyond material needs. When I struggled with breastfeeding, just getting baby to latch and everything, their classes provided me with that help and knowledge as well as confidence. When I endured postpartum depression, it took hold of me. They offered a listening ear, connecting me with counseling services. It not only helped me cope with my challenges, but it also strengthened my marriage, improved my parenting. As you saw in the video, it renewed me with confidence in everything. So I also received a recommendation letter from Catholic Charities and was able to get funding for one of my semesters. I got it paid for and covered, which was really awesome. Today, as a mother of 5, I continue to rely on their support. It eases the financial burden with 5 children. Every Christmas and Easter for the past 2 years, it's just been amazing. Like the donors and everyone, like you all, have just poured into us and actually gotten everything on my kids' wish list for it was amazing. We were so shocked every Christmas the past 2 years. But I share this story with everyone in my community, just trying to make it known, because they help me so much. It reminds me of like the book of Acts, where they have built a community of believers who just help each other. It really holds dear to God's word, where love your neighbor as your own. I really appreciate it. And your invest in future families like mine. And I just really appreciate them. That's all.
Here for sharing your family and your journey with us. We have a couple tokens of appreciation. Thank you so much. One more round of applause for 2 amazing ladies. Thank you so much. Okay, we're going to move on to honoring donors of the present, and including many of you in this room today. But this morning we're going to recognize a very special group who is the current largest lifetime revenue and donations for Catholic Charities, and they are represented at this table here, Thermal Tech Engineering. 8 years ago, the engineering firm created a program called TE Cares that allows employees to donate to Catholic Charities and provides a match. Since 2016, the agency has been blessed to receive over $377,000 through this company giving program. We are grateful for the generous gifts from all the employees who participate in this incredible program. I would like to ask Charlie Young, former Catholic Charities Board Chair and President of Thermal Tech Engineering, to come forward. Are represented today, so thank you to Jake and Tyler. Charlie, would you stay up here? I know. We'd just like Charlie to share a few words about why he supports Catholic Charities and how to foster a culture of giving in your organization.
So I didn't know I was going to have to follow a story like that. Wow. Thanks. How do I top that? My name is Charlie Young. I guess it was 7 or 8 years ago. I don't recall the year, but we wanted to start, I've always wanted to start a program that encouraged charitable giving. And really the idea was simple. I wanted to identify people in the neighborhood locally in Kalamazoo County who are performing the charitable or the corporal works of mercy. And we identified groups. They're nonprofit organizations, of which Catholic Charities is one of 4, and we call them TE Cares Partners. And they're my favorite of the four. All four do great work. But the idea was simple, and it's almost embarrassing to tell you how it works. I wasn't fond of the United Way model, and I very much wanted to have a program that was voluntary and that didn't browbeat the employees into giving, and they also take a big haircut. There's a big percentage that doesn't go directly to the organization that you wanted. And the second aspect that I wanted to take advantage of was a tax donation. When corporations give, they don't enjoy much at all of the donation. So our program is simple. If an employee is inclined to give to one of these four partner agencies, they can make a direct deferral each month. And if they do so, then we simply provide a matching bonus. We call it a charitable bonus. And that's it. And I didn't really know where it would end, but it's been embraced. And we're in the process of trying to weave in not just charitable giving, but also works of mercy and actions. And that's kind of still in its infancy, but trying to organize ways to actually motivate employees, including myself, who needs motivation, to perform the works that Christ calls us to do. So that's how it works. Thank you all. I wanted to encourage business owners in the room to think about something similar. It's been a pleasure, implementing it and observing it, and employees in the room, make a suggestion, even if it's not welcome. I still think it's worth asking, hey, does our company do this? Why don't we do this? So thank you.
Thank you, Charlie. I'm going to ask Tony to come back up to finish us off with future donors and a really exciting announcement.
Yes, thank you, Jen. So as we've talked about, all of our programs here are partnerships between all of us in the room. And so we want to highlight, well, we could pick any of the programs. Nobody has that much time this morning, so we're going to focus on Bread of Life and then talk about a new exciting sponsor that we have for that program. So as we mentioned, Bread of Life started in 2020. It's a combination of our staff, and when I say staff for Bread of Life, I mean 1.5 employees, so not many employees are dedicated to this program. However, 50 volunteers on an average week that are providing additional support when it comes to sorting, putting the boxes together, making deliveries, driving the boxes to certain locations. It takes a lot of people to make it work. It also takes donors and financial support. So we've been very blessed over the past 2.5 years to have the support of Plaza Corp, which provides us the vital space that we need to host a distribution site. Without that location, Bread of Life could not exist. So you have to have some place to have your freezers and your fridges and your place to sort. And so we thank Plaza Corp for their continued support for Bread of Life to make this program go. Without Plaza Corp, Bread of Life would not be here. But we're also very pleased to say that we're forming a new partnership as well with Zane Financial. So we would like to thank Charles and Ling Zane, who could not be here this morning, but have provided us with a sponsorship for the next year for Bread of Life so that we continue to provide these services throughout the entire 9 counties. Food insecurity is very important to the Zanes, and so through the work of various individuals at our agency who had met with them, explained what the program was, and how we were dedicated to helping people throughout the entire diocese. They were really drawn to that because they're very passionate about helping individuals throughout Southwest Michigan who are experiencing food insecurity. And so when we have a partnership like that, it really helps us to be able to grow the program. The more support that we have, the more people we can help. I mean, we ultimately at Catholic Charities would like to work ourselves out of jobs. I'm sure the staff doesn't want to hear that, but that would be the ultimate goal, is that if we provide enough support so that we can help enough people so that they do not need our services anymore. But until that day comes, we're going to be here to support them, and we would like you to join us on that journey. And so once again, I would just like to thank Lynn and Charles. We're extremely honored that they chose to support Bread of Life, and we're looking forward to that partnership going forward. And so with that, I would like to turn it over now to our board president, Jeff Brennan, and our vice president, Sister Janet, if you guys could come up and.
So, excellent. So, on behalf of the board, we'd like to address you regarding fundraising. I know this is a fundraiser, but first I want to say that most of these people in this audience probably have already given something to Catholic Charities. So, thank you, okay? Sincerely thank you, because you see what's happening here. Like, I think the mission of informing has been accomplished. Thank you, an excellent program. I think the community building, I think we've seen some great ways that we can work together, even from a corporate partnership. And in terms of moving, man, that was moving. I'm a sap, but that got me pretty good. If all we get out of this is to build a community, I'm not gonna browbeat everybody for money today. That's not gonna happen. We hope that you continue to support us and increase your support if you do. If all you do is go back and talk about us or tell other people about Catholic Charities and the good work that we're doing, that's fantastic. Sometimes we find that we're the best kept secret in philanthropy, and it's just that's tiresome a little bit. We do try to get out. We're working with Town Square Media to tell the story, etc. In terms of support, we get support from the diocese. It's less than 20% of our costs that we get from the Catholic Diocese, and we very much appreciate it. We apply for lots of grants. We get grants, but that doesn't cover all of the work that we do. And sometimes, and so for example, Caring Network, wonderful, but we lost our public grants for that because our strings attached in the way we provide those services. And we don't want to do it that way. We want to continue to support moms. And by the way, we serve everyone. We don't serve just Catholic people. We don't serve. We serve everyone, not because they're Catholic, because we are, right? And so there are costs with that. Sometimes we can bill some services, some mental health stuff, but a lot of times that's not the case. And the gap is eventually had to be met by public donations from folks like yourselves. So if we can increase that a little bit, I think we'll be good this year. And mostly I want to look towards the future. I want this to be a long-term thing, a part of all of you and the people that you meet and talk to about us, a long-term kind of commitment. We want to grow the services. The need doesn't seem to be stopping. In fact, it seems to be expanding, and we want to get outside Kalamazoo and start building these community centers because we know that model works, and we're demonstrating that. And let's help these folks. Sister, would you like to say anything before I close?
The thing about going last is just about everything has been said, and well said by so many people and by the video that you saw. I would just say that as we're a very strong board, very visionary looking forward, as you've heard today, we have big plans for the future. We are so proud of the work Tony and Jen and their administrative staff, the staff at each of our programs, the commitment, the outstanding way that they give their heart, as you heard, as well as the work that they do, the excellence of the work that they do. So as a board, we're so proud of all of that. And I would just say again, thank you. Those of you who have been supporting us over time or are recent supporters, we're very grateful. For those of you that may be considering supporting Catholic Charities, we really would encourage you. We make a difference, and you've heard that today in very eloquent ways. And so we thank you for being here, and we thank you for all the support. None of this could happen, as everyone has said. None of this could happen without all of you and all the ways that you extend information and knowledge about Catholic Charities. So thank you.
So I'm going to close out here. Just we have some information. Each of you should have this piece of paper in front of you. You're absolutely more than welcome. We'd appreciate it if you could make a pledge today, as a pioneer, as a partner, as a community champion, a custom gift. You can write it in there. We'll make it as easy as possible. There's multiple ways. You can go online, provide a check. We can send you invoice. If you asked us to call you, we're going to call you. Trust us, yeah, we'll probably call you anyways. But making that pledge, and if you need some time to go home and talk about it, what level is best, that's also fine for us. But we do appreciate anything. No gift, no pledge is too small. If there's anything that we can provide to you, by the way, the board members that are here, could you just raise your hand? They're throughout, and thank you for attending. If there's any questions that you need to ask of a board member, of a staff member, we're going to stay here for a while and engage with you. This is fun for us. And if there's any questions that you have, maybe if you want to take, I love the corporate thing. If we can get some more of that, that's a wonderful way of doing things. And if, for example, if you would like to come see one of our ministries, one of our agencies, you'd like to take a tour, we can arrange that. I mean, these are real people doing the Lord's work every day. So unless there's any questions, I'll close and just say once again, thank you and have a wonderful day.